In this video, we are going to see what is encapsulation and de-encapsulation.
Information that is transmitted over a network has to go through the process of conversion at the sending and receiving ends of the communication. The conversion process is known as the encapsulation and de-encapsulation of data. Have you ever opened a really large present and found a smaller box inside? And then even a smaller one inside that until you get to the smallest box and finally your actual present? Probably not unless you have a friend or family member who likes a good prank. This is what happens with encapsulation. Each layer encapsulates the PDU passed down from the upper layer and adds its own specific information to it. That's like taking a box that you received and putting it inside your own box that has specific sending information. And then you take the whole thing and ship it to your friend. The information that is sent on a network is referred to as the data or data packets. Now, when application data is passed down the protocol stack, various protocols add information to the PDU. This process is commonly known as the encapsulation process. Each layer adds a header and a possible trailer to the data before passing it down to the lower layer. The headers and trailers contain control information for the network devices and the receiver. The information makes sure that the data is properly delivered and that the receiver can correctly interpret the data. Okay, so let's go through the process of data encapsulation. First, user data is sent from an application to the application layer. The transport layer then adds the transport layer header to the data, the layer 4 header and the previous data. The whole thing is then passed down to the internet layer. The internet layer does exactly the same as the previous layer except with its own header. The layer 3 header and the previous data become the data that is passed down to the link layer. The link layer adds the layer 2 header and a trailer to the data. A layer 2 trailer is usually the frame check sequence, or FCS, which the receiver uses to detect whether the data is in error. Now, when receiving messages on a network, the procedure is reversed. When the data reaches the destination, each layer removes the header that its peer layer added. That layer reads the information in the header to determine what to do with the data. It then hands the PDU up to the next layer for processing. This means that the data is de-encapsulated, and the process goes like this. The link layer checks the FCS in the trailer to see if the data is in error. At this point, the frame may be discarded or the link layer may ask for the data to be retransmitted. If the data is not in error, the link layer reads and interprets the control information in the layer 2 header. The link layer then strips the layer 2 header and trailer. It then passes the remaining data up to the internet layer, which is based on the control information in the link layer header. And that's it. If we go back to our analogy, the de-encapsulation process is like reading the address on a package to see if it's addressed to you and then removing the contents of the package.